Water is the source of life, but also one of the most dangerous forces on Earth. Every year, thousands of people drown, often in unexpected and tragic ways. In this video, we count down 10 of the most horrific drowning incidents, stories that serve as reminders of the hidden dangers that lurk beneath the surface. Some are caused by natural disasters, others are caused by tragic accidents or errors of judgment. Each is a harrowing story of struggle and survival. Viewers are advised to listen carefully, because some of the incidents in this video are very disturbing. Let's watch it together.
Top 10.
A brave man jumped into a 15-meter-high river to save a drowning man. The sound of screams and panic from people watching made the situation even more tense. Without hesitation, he immediately jumped into the river. He swam quickly towards the drowning man. With good swimming skills, he managed to save the man and brought him to the river bank. You still have to remember that safety is the main priority. Do not attempt to rescue a drowning person if you do not have sufficient swimming ability or adequate rescue equipment.
Top 9.
When a major flood hit a city in China, causing many people to be trapped in the water. Among them, a woman was swept away by very strong flood currents. He tried to swim, but the water current was too strong and made him farther from the edge. At that time, a group of people nearby saw the incident and immediately took action. They are trying to achieve it. However, the water current was very strong and made it difficult for them to get close. After several tense minutes, they managed to grab the woman and pull her to the edge.
Top 8.
A large flood hit this city whose location is unknown, showing a car being dragged by very strong flood currents. One of the passengers in it managed to get out and cling to the car, following the flow of water, until people ran after him. Because the water current was too strong, it made some people scream in panic. Suddenly, one of the men jumped up, grabbed the woman and managed to save her life. This incident is a good example of the importance of caring for our society.
Top 7.
Going after my injury at the feet. Why?
A woman on holiday in Sri Lanka saw panic from a group of local youths on the river bank. The woman from Malaysia then realized that one of them had drowned. Without thinking, he immediately dove into the bottom of the water and grabbed the man. His fast action was recorded on the camera he was holding. Thanks to him, the drowning man was saved. Her friends rushed to help, and they were very grateful to the woman.
Thank you. Okay. He was pulling me down. Oh God.
Thank you. Sorry.
Top 6.
A video shows 4 children playing bicycles around the lake. One of them approached the lake and was playing nearby, until something unexpected happened. He slipped and went into the lake. 2 of his friends who saw the incident tried to help him. However, they also slipped. Unfortunately, all 3 of them couldn't swim. A girl who was still close to the bicycle shouted for help. One of the men who was near the lake heard his screams and immediately ran towards the lake. He tried to save the 3. Another man who heard the child's screams came and helped to save the 3. Thanks to the help of the 2 men, the 3 of them were saved.
Top 5.
A video shows CCTV footage of two small children playing on the edge of the lake. They didn't realize that they were getting closer to danger. Because of his high curiosity, one of the children played with the water, causing him to slip and fall into it. His friend who saw the incident intended to petrify him, so he jumped into the lake. But he did not realize that he was in danger. They attempted to swim to the surface, but were unsuccessful. Both of them are sinking and are in danger. Luckily, an adult man who was near the lake saw the incident and immediately ran towards the lake to help. He tried to save the two children. His screams made people around him come, until the man managed to save them both from death. This incident is a lesson for all of us about the importance of parental supervision when children play. Because danger can come anytime and anywhere.
Top 4.
A passenger ship that was supposed to only accommodate 150 people, was instead filled with more than 200 people. The ship sailed in a fairly calm sea, but because the load exceeded its capacity, the ship became unstable. Slowly, the ship began to tilt to one side, making the passengers inside panic and try to save themselves. However, because there were too many passengers, the ship tilted further and finally capsized. All passengers on the ship sank into the sea. They tried to swim to the surface, but were unsuccessful. This tragedy is a lesson for all of us about the importance of safety and compliance with the rules. This incident also highlights the importance of strict supervision and regulation of passenger ships to prevent similar tragedies from occurring again in the future.
Top 3.
A ship is seen tilting and bobbing in the ocean. It is known that the ship was going to sail at 9 a.m., but was postponed until 10 a.m. due to unfavorable weather. It is known that the ship began to sink when it was about to sail to the port of Pomatada. After sailing for 15 minutes, he experienced a hull leak which caused water to enter the left side of the ship. At that time, the captain attempted to anchor the ship to a nearby island. However, a damaged engine combined with bad weather caused the ship to partially sink before reaching the nearest island. According to the search and rescue team, the number of people on board the ship was 164 people. It is known that 155 people survived and 34 people died. A 1-year-old child is known to have been lost in the accident.
Top 2.
CCTV footage shows two children happily playing in a shallow swimming pool. A child, dressed in pink, looks at a float floating in the middle of the pool. He hesitated for a moment, then started walking towards the buoy. As he reached the deeper part, his feet suddenly lost contact with the bottom of the pool. He panicked, flailing his arms, and struggling to stay afloat. The water swallowed him as he desperately sought air, his movements becoming weaker and weaker. Another child, who was playing by the pool, noticed his friend struggling but did not fully understand the danger. He looked around, then boldly stepped forward into the deeper part, also aiming. CCTV footage shows two children playing happily in a shallow swimming pool. A child wearing a pink shirt is looking at a float floating in the middle of the pool. He hesitated for a moment, then started walking towards the buoy. When he reached the deeper part, his feet suddenly lost contact with the bottom of the pool. He panicked, flailing his arms, and struggling to stay afloat. The water swallowed him as he desperately sought air, his movements becoming weaker and weaker. Another child, who was playing by the pool, noticed his friend struggling but did not fully understand the danger. He looked around, then boldly stepped forward into the deeper part, also aiming for the buoy. Once he reached the same depth, he began to sink. He kicked and punched, trying to grab something, but there was nothing within reach. Both children are now drowning, struggling in the water. The pool area looked empty, no adults were supervising. CCTV cameras captured the terrifying moment when their movements became slower and weaker. A few moments later, an adult figure entered the pool area. They found the situation had turned tense and rushed towards the pool, frantically trying to pull the children out. In an instant the atmosphere had changed, everyone was running, screaming, and crying. They laid the children down and tried to save them by pressing on their chests, trying to force the water out. Some people shouted instructions while others screamed in distress, hoping for signs of life. This incident is a terrible reminder of the importance of parental supervision of children, so as not to let them play alone.
Top 1.
360 camera captures miraculous rescue. It was supposed to be a normal day on the water. A professional surfer, enjoying the open sea, installed a 360-degree camera to capture the waves as he rode them. As he maneuvered across the vast ocean, something unusual caught his eye. In the middle of the sea, he thought, it was impossible for someone to swim in the middle of the sea. He saw a vague figure bobbing. At first, he thought of it as a floating object, but a nagging feeling told him to check again. Turning his board, he scanned the water. It was a person. A young woman, no more than 15 years old, struggled to stay afloat. Without hesitation, he paddled towards her, adrenaline taking over. His body was weak, barely able to stay above the surface of the water. Had he arrived moments later, he might have disappeared beneath the waves forever. Abandoning his surfing plans, he lifted the exhausted girl onto his board and carried her to shore. He saw chaos. Panicked crowds rushed along the beach, family members greeted them with cries of relief. This incredible rescue quickly went viral. And the government gave him an award for this action. When interviewed, the surfer, an experienced athlete, dismissed any claims that it was a coincidence. He smiled and simply said, "This was not created by anyone on Earth. It was arranged by God." Tragic, haunting, and often preventable, these drowning incidents remind us of the importance of water safety. Although some of these events are the result of unfortunate circumstances, many can be avoided with proper precautions. If you're near water, always be aware of your surroundings, never underestimate the power of nature, and remember, life jackets, supervision, and education can save lives. We hope this video can be a reminder to respect the water and be prepared. If you found this content eye-opening, let us know in the comments. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe, stay informed, and see you in the next video.